to Wall Street, to Washington, D.C. Now, some of you know I started my career in public service working in the shadow of steel mills that had closed and working with folks trying to rebuild their neighborhoods. And that process of jobs disappearing overseas, families struggling with the costs that keep on going up even though their paychecks aren't going up, people taking more and more debt just to pay for tuition or gas or food on the table. That process had been going on for a decade. And then it culminated in the worst financial crisis and depression we've had, or recession that we've had since the Great Depression. And millions of people lost their jobs, lost their homes, lost their savings. And it's that tragedy that we've been fighting to recover from ever since. Now, we've made progress, but we know we haven't made enough. We've got more work to do. Nobody's satisfied with the status quo. There are too many folks out there who still need a job. Too many folks whose homes are still underwater. We've got a lot of work to do. And the question is not whether we need to make more progress. The question is, how do we do it? Our friends at the Republican convention were more than happy to talk about everything they think is wrong with America, but they didn't have much to say about how to make it right. They want your vote, but they don't want you to know their plan. That's because they're offering the same worn-out plan that they've had for 30 years. Tax cuts, roll back some regulations, and then let's have some more tax cuts. Tax cuts when times are good. Tax cuts when times are bad. Tax cuts to lose an extra few pounds. Tax cuts to improve your love life. Whatever the issue, tax cuts. By the way, when I said that at the last stop we had at St. Petersburg, a guy yelled out in the crowd, he said, "It didn't work." Now listen, I've cut taxes for folks who need it. In 2008, I promised that we would lower the tax burden on middle-class families, and the typical family is paying $3,600 less in federal taxes compared to when I came into office. We've cut taxes for small businesses 18 times. But I don't believe that another round of tax breaks for millionaires is going to bring back jobs from overseas or bring down our deficit. I don't think that firing teachers is going to strengthen our economy, or I don't believe kicking students off of financial aid will help us compete against engineers coming out of China. I sure don't believe, after everything we've gone through with the crash on Wall Street, that rolling back regulations on Wall Street somehow is going to help local businesses here in Florida or strengthen our housing market. We have been there. We have tried that. It didn't work. It didn't work then. It won't work now. We're not going back. We are moving forward. That's why I'm running for a second term as President of the United States.